A very good morning. This Monday morning, you are with the News Minute, and this is News in a Nutshell. I'm Pooja Prasanna, and we are bringing you this broadcast from Bengaluru. Our first story is about the CWC, that is the Congress Working Committee meeting that is expected to start in Delhi in a couple of hours from now. For the last 24 hours or so, we've seen several Congress leaders, particularly from the state of Karnataka, take to social media urging the Gandhis to continue at the helm of affairs for the Congress party. Now, from Congress, President here in Karnataka, DK Shiv Kumar to Siddaramaiah, all of them have been talking about the sacrifices the Congress party has, the Gandhis have made for the Congress party over the last few decades, and they've urged Sonia Gandhi to reconsider her position to step down as the interim president of the Congress party, and if she does not wish to continue, then at least convince Rahul Gandhi to take over. Now, of course, political pundits have been calling out this as some sort of psychophancy that the Congress party has been practicing for several decades now, unwilling to look beyond the Gandhis. Now, whether or not this will actually continue, or will the Congress party finally look at a fresh face, somebody from outside the Gandhi family to lead the party, is something we will keep a track of. But in the CWC meeting today, we are expecting this particular issue to come up. Reports have suggested that, in fact, Sonia Gandhi has stepped down as the interim president. All of this will come up for the meeting that is expected to take place in Delhi. It will, of course, have repercussions across the country, and we will see if more leaders will come out and speak in favor of the Gandhis. But this comes in the backdrop of 23 Congress leaders having written to the party president, the interim chief Sonia Gandhi, asking for a full-time leadership that is active in the field and visible in party offices, and have also demanded for dissolution of powers of state units and revamping of the CWC. Now, the allegation is that the CWC too is not functioning as it should. They're unable to take on the government at the center as aggressively as they should. So a full-time president will prove effective in taking on the government as far as issues are concerned. This is what at least the letter suggests. Whether this will be discussed and whether there will be some sort of a change in the Congress party, we will keep a close tab on. The second story we are talking about is from Bengaluru, where a group of civic activists under the banner Heritage Beku, which means that we want heritage, have now written to the chief secretary demanding for a ban of traffic in Cubbon Park. Now, unlike other lung spaces in Bengaluru, like Lalbagh, Cubbon Park has for many years allowed traffic inside, something that many environmentalists, citizens as well as activists have spoken against, saying that it not just pollutes Cubbon Park in terms of air quality, but also going forward it will lead to the reduction of the green space which is in the center of the city. Post-lockdown, we had seen how, there was a ban of traffic in Cubbon Park, and those who've been monitoring it very closely say that it has drastically improved the air quality, and also there is a clear visible increase of birds within, Cubbon Park. But despite on June 30th, I beg your pardon, the BBMP Council passing a unanimous resolution for a traffic-free Cubbon Park, that has been now revoked, and traffic is now being allowed. So opposing this, Heritage Beku has written to the chief secretary. Many Bangaloreans are speaking, and this is something that the city feels very, very strongly about. Yes, there are some opposing views also. Where do you stand on it? If you are joining us from Bengaluru, do write to us with your views about whether you think traffic should be allowed in Cubbon Park or the ban should continue in this huge lung space. The third news that we're talking about today is from Hyderabad, from Telangana, beg your pardon. Yeah, a couple of days ago, we saw a video, a 1 minute, 10-second video that went viral. It showed two groups fighting over the installation of a Ganesha idol. This is, of course, ahead of Ganesh Chaturthi. And the video that was being circulated on social media claimed that these were communal clashes and how Hindus were being stopped from installing a Ganesha statue. And this was being given a very communal twist. Now, my colleague Mithun from the Hyderabad Bureau has spoken to police officials, although no police complaint has officially been filed. They have clarified to him that what is being claimed is clearly fake news. Yes, there was a scuffle, but that was within one family, of course, all of them belonging to the same religion. The scuffle was over whether or not one family can place a Ganesha idol at that particular location and the other family contesting that claim. Now, I'm going to quote what the station house officer of Mughalpura police station told Mithun. This is utter fake news. All those in the video are from the same religion, caste, and even from the same family. They're relatives. On one side of the family has been opposing installation of Ganesha idol in front of their house. The other side asked what the problem is, as that is where they put up the statue every single year. A scuffle broke out in which a hand of the Ganesha idol was also broken, but there is absolutely nothing communal in this particular incident. Please do not fall for fake news. We will try and bust as many of these fake news that is being circulated on social media so that you get accurate news. Now, the last news that we are bringing to you is from the state of Kerala, where, bad news coming in. The death toll of the Karipur airport crash has gone up to 20 after one more passenger succumbed to his injuries. Now, 53-year-old Ibrahim, who comes from Wayanad, yesterday lost his life. He had sustained multiple fractures and also damage to his liver. He was battling all these injuries for the last 14 days and he was receiving treatment. Unfortunately, after a 14-day battle, he lost his life yesterday, and the total of that tragic air crash has now come up to 20. We will keep track of all the other news that, from across South and across the country over the next few hours, and join you once again this evening at 6:30, both on Twitter as well as Facebook. In the meantime, if there is something that you want us to talk to you about, something that you'd like to hear about particularly, do write to us. Leave your feedback and comments both on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you for joining. This is Pooja Prasanna signing off for the News Minute.